Early detection of colorectal cancer is the best treatment. When detected early, 9 out of 10 people survive more than 5 years. But when detected late, only 1 in 10 survive more than 5 years. In addition, people with frequent use of alcohol, uptake of meat products, smoking, obesity, family history, and inherited genetic risk should be especially cautious. The principle of EarlyTect colon cancer test is as follows. Every day, thousands of cells are exfoliated and fall into the colon. If a cancer or adenoma occurs in the colon, the lesion cells will be separated from normal cells and excreted externally. The EarlyTect colon cancer test measures methylation of the syndicon-2 in the DNA extracted from feces. Methylation is an epigenetic change, which refers to a chemical change caused by a methyl group, is added to the DNA, without changing and altering the DNA sequence, inherited from the parents. In a DNA base, there is a section in which cytosine and guanine are arranged side by side. The methyl group is typically attached to the right-hand side of the cytosine of the DNA, in the specific site of the tumor suppressor gene. It is known that when methylation occurs, methylated proteins are firmly coupled to the DNA, then blocking the expression of tumor suppressor genes and eventually leading to cancer. Unlike genetic variations, abnormal DNA methylation can be detected in early stage of cancer as well as in precancerous cells. Especially genomic discovered syndicon-2, a new, highly sensitive methylation biomarker for early diagnosis. While syndicon-2 is not methylated in normal tissue, it is methylated in colorectal cancer tissue. Therefore, doctors can diagnose colorectal cancer by checking the methylation of this gene. First, separate the DNA from the human stool sample and purify it. Both normal intestinal cell DNA and colorectal cancer cell DNA are present in the purified DNA. Next, treat the extracted DNA with bisulfite to separate methylated DNA and non-methylated DNA. When treated with bisulfite, methylated cytosine remains unchanged, but normal cytosine is converted into uracil. The third step is the selective linear enrichment of only methylated syndicon-2, the colorectal cancer marker. Selective enrichment is possible due to a specially designed primer that recognizes only methylated syndicon-2 genes to synthesize DNA. Moreover, this primer includes a universal primer sequence to increase detection and sensitivity. Methylated syndicon-2 is amplified, but unmethylated syndicon-2 is not. As a result, only methylated syndicon-2 is selectively and linearly amplified. The linearly amplified syndicon-2 gene is amplified by the real-time PCR method. Use a universal primer to increase detection and sensitivity. Genes that are methylated by real-time PCR are labeled, but non-methylated genes are not even after PCR amplifications. This distinction allows the determination of the methylation of the syndicon-2 genes. Any person who has detected methylation of the syndicon-2 genes is highly predisposed to colorectal cancer or polyps, and thus needs to consult to a doctor. This test helps with the early diagnosis of colorectal cancer, and depending on the results, you may need to consult with a doctor.